Matthew 6, verses 9 to 13. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Matthew 6, verses 9 to 13.
It's a man-made moment show. 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 Sitting at home and you in your car. Man-made moment show. No matter if you get far. Man-made moment show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. Man-made moment show. The best show this side of the sea. It's a man-made moment show. 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 It's a man-made moment show.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Grand rising and good morning to each and every one of you. This is the MacMan Morning Show. Good morning to each and every one of you on this cold and frigid and frozen Wednesday, February the 19th. Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. Those of you that are around the country and wherever you are, I know that in this region and in the Midwest, everybody's freezing. Everybody is freezing. People are cold, and that cold air and rain came through on last night and yesterday. I wanted to show you all something that are looking. Welcome to everybody that's listening, everybody that's gotten up with us. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to Sharon Reed and to our chairman of our deacon board, Deacon Alvin Moore. God bless you. And also to our apostle, Mr. Anthony Reed, Dr. Anthony Reed. Good morning to all of you all. There was wonderful support, wonderful supportive family that we do have. Good morning to Diane Black Good morning to all of you. Good morning to Miss Bridget Wright of Pizza Pro XL uh, in Marks, Mississippi. To Keisha the stylist, the Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge. He's busy doing his civic duty. We're going to hear a whole lot more from Little Red in the coming days. This morning, we have not only freezing temperatures, but we got a show enough freezing government. There's been so many things that have been going on in the news. We're going to be talking about uh, several of them. I hadn't heard from Brother Lee this morning. I know he will either be in this morning. He had some probably had some things to do with his with his business. You know, Lee is he's an entrepreneur. I believe you because it feels like it here. Good morning to Keisha the stylist. And I want to thank, and Sharon Reed made a request for the young man that reads every morning the Word of God to bring to us. I like to kick off our broadcast a little bit different than a lot of people do, and that is to uh, put God in all things. And that's just me. Some people say, this is a freedom of religion. Listen, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I believe that he came to save this world and died on the cross just for me and for you. I accepted him as my personal savior, and I will always acknowledge him in everything that I do. I want to thank my wonderful reader, and he said his prayer, the prayer that he said was the Our Father prayer, as we would say. And God is, to me, and I'm not going to get deep right now. I'll have my opportunity. But you know something, that we got to come humble like a child to him. God will hear and answer our prayer if we ask him. I know he's answered my prayer many a times. I want to say good morning. Alice is here, our chief moderator. And she's here. Hey, Alice, God bless you and all that you do. Forgive me, y'all. No swallowing coffee. I ain't had no chicken sandwich in a while. I'm trying to get me a chicken sandwich, but that's all right. Uh, God is able. I think he's going to let a bird fly for a brother today. I'm making small talk. Listen, I wanted to say first of all before we get into our broadcast and I get into our saying, I want to thank each and every one of you that knew that my mom, that's Miss Ida McCrae, with her, yeah, she be handling it. She, from handbag to hat to the shoes to everything. She's a sharp lady, has always been a wonderful sharp lady. I thank God for you, Mama. I know you're listening. I got you on TV here. There you go. My wonderful mother had a bout with COVID this past week. Very alarming to me because she's 92 years young. And you got to be careful whether you are 92 or 9, uh, because this thing ain't fooling around. And with the muskrat saying what he says, uh, they got rid of $500 million worth of COVID tests in reserve. I don't know what's wrong with him. We ain't going to talk about him. Let's talk about Mama for a little bit. Mom is doing wonderful. She's resting, sounding great, eating. She still got her sharp edges. She's still cussing fuss. Okay, come on. She can say whatever she want at 92. She can say whatever she want without reservation. And I love her, and I'm grateful to the Lord that He touched her body and brought her back up. And she's fighting for the rights of the people of her hometown of Lambert, Mississippi, Quitman County, Mississippi. My mother's an activist. A lot of people may not care for that, but she stood up and has stood up for her community. Long before I was involved in the world, she's tried to make a better living and a better place for me and my brothers and sisters. And she did a great job. I salute this lady and I take my hat off to her. And I'm grateful that she's doing well. Talked to her this morning and she's politicking and doing what she does. That's wonderful. To Lynn Riley in Marks, Mississippi. Uh, we're going to be talking about him in the coming weeks. They're going to have a celebration for him in Marks, Mississippi. A salute to Lynn Riley. He does some wonderful work in that community with the young people. Coach Riley had medical issues, but he did not let anybody stop him from doing what he's doing. One of Mama's dear friends, before he was born, Mama would keep some of his brothers and sisters. And I wanted to say hello to him. Hello to Diane Black. I'm going to keep Mama up there for a little bit, let her shine for a little bit. Diane Black, good morning to you, Congresswoman. You better get yourself ready. If you want to run, you better run. I think you got to, this is your shot for real, given the ways that things have been going on in our community. Um, and in our world, we need competent Congress people because what's going on in Congress right now is really ridiculous. And I don't know. Uh, they're going to have to do something about it. We're going to be talking about that in our news update. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this inclement and emergency weather that has been issued to us in our region and in other regions around the country. It's some very dangerous weather conditions. I looked out the door today and not a soul was out. The street is covered. I was putting the garbage can out. But this is the day the garbage man may come. I don't think he coming. You're looking at all this ice. This is a sheet of ice in Mississippi. Let me show you what I was doing on last night. Uh, this is what we got. This is what was happening. These pictures come from the Walls Fire Department. They had a extra alarm fire in Walls, Mississippi. And I want to thank the chief of the Walls Fire Department for sending me these photos. That family is secured. That fire department came together and put out um, that fire. That family is under Red Cross care, and that's IDA, not Ada. It's Ida. Miss Sharon, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to correct you, but you know I have to make sure that you get the Queen's name right. Okay, but and the fire department there helped that family, and they sent me these pictures, and you can see that the snow was coming down. This is Mississippi, y'all. I don't think they're not used to it. Um, God bless my brother firefighters out there that are doing the job, those hydrants, the maintenance that they do. Y'all take your hats off to firefighters because they're very valuable in your community. Unlike some communities, I was a fire commissioner and a fire chief of Lambert, Mississippi, and it's in such disarray, and it breaks my heart that they have the equipment but people will not work for the leadership that's there because there's no leadership there. This is Any time is the worst time to have a fire, but at winter time you got to maintain hydrants, you got to show leadership in order to take care of the people in your community. And my salute and my hats off to the chief over there at Walls and everybody that's there. These are the roads when you woke up this morning. Uh, it's a sheet of ice. And these are pictures from MDOT, Mississippi Department of Transportation. That's nothing compared. Now, that was earlier when it was coming down at first. And what we got then, if you can see here, you got that. That's the accumulation. It was about I want to say three. Wait a minute. I want to say three. No, I didn't mean to make y'all see that. I want to make, it was about three. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What is that? Okay. There was some people that, uh, there was some people that were trapped, and they had a terrible accident on the Interstate 55 yesterday when this was coming down. And I'm just praying for all of the truck drivers and all of our truck driver friends and all of our people that are on the roads If you do not have to go on the roads in um, Memphis, Arkansas, I mean, Memphis, Tennessee, Arkansas area, Mississippi, North Mississippi, don't go out because there are no snow plows. There are no snow plows. They're putting down salt and sand in the area, and you all stay at the house. If you want to take you a day off, I mean, because your boss is probably not there. But for those essential workers, excuse me, those essential workers, nurses, doctors, all that. No, you don't need to stand corrected. You just hit the wrong letter, Miss Sharon. You know Ida. You know Ida. You know Ida. And all of her church members, they said hello. All of her Chicago church members from Greater New Mount Eagle and from Sweet Holy Spirit. I like to say good morning to my bishop and pastor, Pastor Bishop Larry Trotter. Always been my pastor now. Ooh, God help us. He was my youth pastor, but I've been in ministry with him as far as Greater New Mount Eagle. When he moved over to Sweet Holy Spirit, he's been my pastor for almost 50 years. And in leadership, whether it's by youth department or whether it was at Sweet Holy Spirit, a wonderful man of God. He's on assignment in revival, and I just wanted to tell him that I wanted to say hello. He listens sometimes when he gets a chance, but we come on at the same time, and it's kind of difficult for him to get off of uh, his prayer line to come and listen. But I always recognize and give and like to recognize him. He prays for us and he has encouraged us all. He's just great. I'm going to one day when I get an opportunity to really get our studio together that we are working on again. We're working on some things to try to bring some brand new equipment. I ain't asked anybody for anything. Let me just spill this right quick. I'm going to say this: the McMahon Morning Show will not beg, plead, or borrow from anybody. My job uh, as the senior and main and only partner in Mag Media Productions, God is my partner, and He's going to provide for us. And I want to thank all of you that reached out. I want to thank Miss Bridget, Miss Bridget Wright of Pizza Pro, and for Little Red of Big Red's Blues Lounge, and especially the Lock Goddess of Memphis. I want to thank Keisha the stylist. Brother Lee is in the studio. Give me a chance, Brother Lee. I got a couple of news stories I'm going to go through, and his commentary is coming up. Everybody is a joy, Brother Lee. Man, Lee, I tell you, I'm grateful for Lee Mack, Brother Lee Mack. He's here, and I'm just grateful for him being here. Been with me for day one. My brother has always stood by my side, not in wrongdoing, but he will straighten you out. You better believe that Lee is a wonderful person. I'm just glad that we can work together on the air each and every day. Let me get down to the nitty gritty here today. I got some things I want to bring out to you today. There's some things happening in the city of Dalton that we need to pay attention to because their early voting is going to be ending, should be ending, if I'm not mistaken, soon. They're getting ready for the election. And early voting, I think it's about 5 or 6 days now. They got until election day, hopefully. And I know that if you all get out and vote, you can make a difference in your community. It doesn't matter what party they're from. Are you honest and sincere? And what I mean by that, stop robbing the people, taking their money and doing what you want to do with it. I'd like to say congratulations to Miss Shirley Gross, the newly elected alderwoman of the third ward of the town of Lambert. She won a special election on yesterday. Hello to Robert Gross Jr., former vice mayor and alderman at large in Lambert. I want to say hello to him. That's my friend, dearest friend, and I like to say hello to him. And tell Big Mama I said hi, and tell him that Miss Ida is doing real well. And let her know to stay warm. It is really hazardous conditions out there, folks. Please stay in until probably you can see your way through on the highway. And maybe you can come. Just take your time. See, everybody can't drive in this stuff. And if you from Chicago, this is nothing. an inch or two or some ice on the road, we can roll. But people that are in the South are not used to it. I'm not saying that you people in the South don't know how to drive or anything like that, but you're kind of skilled in Chicago. We went to school when it was 4, 5, 6 inches of snow out there. You go, and if it was before the blizzard, it had to be over a foot for us to be out of school. We went to school. Ooh, and you talking about I made money. Boy, I couldn't wait for it to snow. I was just like the city workers, because you know the city workers in Chicago get extra double time and a half for coming in plowing them streets. Boy, I shoveled snow one year, made about $350 on the street. Made me want to go to work now. I wish I could go out there. Although I might shovel me a couple of driveways or something. I'm not against work, and all of you all that have to work out in the elements. Hey, y'all wrap up, and it's almost feeling like a wind chill factor of -1, but the temperature in this region has hovered right at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is hovering, and we want to make sure that you all stay warm and that you uh, let a little water drip in your faucets to keep your pipes open. There are a lot of busted pipe reports in our region. These PVC pipes, these plastic pipes in the South do not work. If it gets extremely cold, they will bust. So you got to keep something running in order to keep the line going so it won't freeze or accumulate. So run a little water in your bathroom. Keep your cabinets open in the kitchen, and they will keep your pipes warm. And and y'all wrap up too and get you some chili or something like that. I don't know. Y'all put in the chat, what do you eat on a day like this? If you're below zero in the house, you can't go nowhere. If there's some snow or something, I just want to see what y'all will do while we're going through our uh, our day. I want you to just say, hey, go ahead and uh, and wrap up. Look. The man with the orange makeup is at it again. Before I bring Brother Lee to help us out and to kind of soothe our sorrows, I walked in the store yesterday, this before the storm happened. I just had to go to the store and pick up something. And this is what I saw: $11 for some eggs. I'm gonna say it again. 11. This was the price tag at the Walmart market. They got the neighborhood market. I think there's 11.99 or something like that. $11 let us. I took a picture of it because nobody would believe that eggs have gone up. You can't get that's a dozen now. I'm not talking about all of them together. That's a dozen. And you better believe me, you the security and the folks is looking to see how many eggs you get. You got to limit a certain amount because there's a severe, and I'm going to put this out here because the Orange Man has destroyed the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, and those people that are experts in making sure and recognizing and can detect bird flu have been fired from the FDA. I'm gonna say it again. We don't have chicken inspectors and food inspectors that we're supposed to have because the Orange Man put them out of work. And as a result, you see this. Now, he lied. I'm going to call him like it is. He's a liar. He got out there and he lied and he said, I'm going to stop inflation on day one. Well, that was a lie. He said he was going to stop the war as soon as he sat in the seat of the presidency, as soon as he got in his office. That's a lie. He said the prices are getting ready to go down and nothing's going to happen, but yet he slapped a 25% tariff on foreign countries from sending their goods here. They got to put a tariff on it. And if you put a tariff, all it's going to do is make Americans, it's another tax almost because you, the consumer, me, the consumer, we got to pay that tariff off. So these are the signs of the time. Have you ever thought that you would see eggs at 11, a dozen of eggs for $11? Come on, y'all. We got to wake up around here. $11 was a big. I was shocked. Now I might have thought maybe $3 or $4 or something like that, But this man, you say, I like chili. I like chicken noodles. I like them, the real chicken noodle with the real chicken and them big noodles, and you just throw the a chicken leg or some wing, anything, and then just, you talking about have mercy, Jesus, have mercy on me, because and this man is trying to really, I mean, Flat is over in the IRS, and he's destroyed. He's got all of our information. Y'all don't believe me, do you? He went in there with his associates, and they went in there, going in there, looking at people's personal information. That's it. If I go and hack your computer, they're gonna put some handcuffs on me and say if that's hacking. But he's doing illegal. What are you doing up in there with them people's information? You're not supposed to be there. And Donald, the muskrat, and his partners are sitting there. Did y'all? I'm gonna find the video. They say that muskrat's son told the president, "You ain't the president," in the Oval Office. So if he told the president that, where he get it from? He got it from his daddy. His daddy said, "He ain't the president. I'm the ruler. I got all the money. I'm the richest man in the world. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?" A rich man, it's going to be hard for a rich man. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, not the needle that you're sewing up something. Let's get that straight. A needle is an entrance in the door of a big gate. Like, say, for instance, you're in the kingdom or something, and you got a city or town, or you fortified that village or whatever the case may be. There's a little spot in the middle for, like, not big things to go through, but just like your horse and buggy or whatever the case may be. It's easier, but it's hard for a camel to get through that little door. He has to scoot down and have to go on in there. They say it's easier for a camel to go through, and they call it a needle. Look it up. It ain't a needle that you sew your clothes up with. So let's not do that. Talk about, you ain't gonna get no camel through no eye of a needle like that, or the one in the door. Okay, he filthy rich. He's the richest man in the world. That's what they're saying. But we paying $11. We ought to send him our food bill. Okay, because if we paying $11 for some eggs, if you paying 11, and then this is another thing. I am of course, I'm a media reporter and I'm a broadcaster, and I get all of the news briefings. And I got this letter. Excuse me. We got this notification. The press did it. Went out to all of the outlets and the media outlets and the all the media outlets, which Mac Media 3 Productions is a media outlet, the Magman Morning Show. And the muskrat said, don't say felon in the White House. Let me look at this one more time to see what it looked like. He don't want the word felon mentioned. He don't want y'all saying nothing about being a felon in the White House. You can't even bring that word up nowhere. This is an executive order. This is an order by him. He said, in light of the recent events until further notice, I am directing all staff, operations, and all the cabinet members, and what else he said, and White House visitors to stop using the word felon while inside the White House or on White House grounds, whether in communications or in writing. Failure to comply with this directive will result in immediate expulsion. I guess what it would expulsion and or disciplinary action. And you see that scratch of a signature with a marker that he wrote. That's his official letter to us, telling folks that you can't even say the word felon in there. And we always criticizing, and other folks are criticizing and saying, you're a felon, you this, you that. Donald Trump got 34. Ain't nobody said nothing. Go up there. I told somebody, I said, y'all complaining about people should have an opportunity to serve their country or do whatever. You ain't no killer or no unaliver, SA person or child SA person, all those others, and y'all know what I'm talking about. You ain't no mass, whatever. Some people just need a second opportunity. And he's getting his. He's the president of the United States. What kind of foolishness is that? His man is the president of the United States, highest office in the land. And imagine that. Then don't say felon when my brothers and sisters, meaning us that out there going for jobs and things and trying to get insurance and trying to get our lives together. They say you and if you tell them you're a felon or whatever the case may be, or your record that you can't even get a job. This man got the highest office in the land. And talking about don't say felon in the White House. You said disciplinary action is going to happen with you. He's an idiot. He's a straight idiot, him and the muskrat and the muskrat children and all the muskrat women that have babies by him. You know, these women that having babies by the muskrat. And he the richest man in the world, and them women is letting him do whatever they want because they want a dollar. You sold your behind for a dollar. They call that a hooker. That's what it is. Oh, he rich. I have baby. How many? Have you ever heard of folks having babies with folks just because their hair is pretty, their eyes look good? They ugly as all outdoors, right? But then they say, "Ooh, we make some pretty babies together," and all these other things. These women out there at Elon Musk at his beck and call gonna do whatever that man say for a dollar. Don't sell your tail for a dollar. I said it. I don't care if you're mad. It don't make sense. Gold digging and can on. She really them folks really digging gold there. Oh, he got to do my hair. He got to do my nails. He got to do this and this and that and the other. So Elon got that money. So they gonna do what he say do. He got all these children. It ain't that he can't afford them. He can afford them. But look at these monsters that's coming along. Cause the apples don't fall too far from the tree, folks. The apples don't fall too far from the tree. I'm almost there. Yeah. Because he a fella. Y'all know that man a fella. That doesn't change the fact that hey, 34. Alice, you know that man got 34 fellas. And they talking all this foolishness about that. Don't you say nothing or disciplinary action. That sounds just like you know who. We'll talk about that. That you know who in a minute. I got a sad story that we just got uh, from Pontiac, Michigan. And I'm going to show. Let me see if I got my. Let me put this up. And wait a minute. Hold on a second. I want to show y'all something that's going on. Now this is a. Now if the children are in the room, I'm not trying to scare nobody, but I want to let you all know what you're about to see. In Pontiac, Michigan, this lady right here, and it's public knowledge. I'm not putting her out there or making fun of her or anything like this. Is a news report that came in from Pontiac, Michigan. I want to thank our affiliates there in Pontiac, Michigan. This young lady right here locked her three children in a townhouse for about 3 years. Wait a minute. 21, 22, 23, 24. 4 years. 3 or 4 years. I think it's three. It would be a total of three or four, or whatever. She locked her children in a townhouse and left them in there for about a few years. I'll say a few. Went out to party, do what she's doing, hanging out on Facebook, living her best life. And you got three kids in the house. Now these kids are teenagers, but they were, there's one that's 12, one 14. I think one is 15. Two girls. The 12, the two younger ones are daughters. The older one, I think it is. I'll get it right. And she left these children in the townhouse by themselves, just left them. And she would have people to drop food off to them at the door. And these kids were in there. Now, they had phone communication, electricity, and everything, food and everything. But let me show you all something. Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. This is how the house looked. Now, this is one of the decent pictures. If you're eating breakfast, close your eyes or whatever. But if you ain't screaming, you're going to look and see. It was so nasty and so filthy and funky and nasty. They had to The police and the first responders had to put on hazmat suits to go in that place because of the, you know what, all that stuff, feces, everything. Now, this is 2 years of accumulation. They said that this apartment was so horrible and funky, and that. Now, this, let me explain. Now, I want to find this out. If you knew, if you knew that somebody was living like that, I ain't surprised it wasn't rats, roaches, some whatever up in there, raccoon, whatever up in there. Look at that filth and nasty and stinking. Look at the wall. Okay, I'm gonna take this all right, but let's pull her back up here. She left her children in there. I mean, doing what any and everything that she wanted to do. She did this. Look at this foolishness. And called herself a mother. She needed help, but she didn't need that much help because she was out in the streets doing her thing, left her children in filth and squalor. Where was the schools? And where was the truant officer? Where was the safety check? Was somebody in years and years and years you ain't seen these kids all year? Sharon, you a teacher. If one of your students has been gone for almost a year or something like that, wouldn't you have been calling the truant officer or somebody or administration or something, or somebody go see where was this girl's relatives? Where was this girl's relatives? Where's the community? Where's the community that we see? We can't let this type of stuff go on. Young woman, she may not even know herself how to raise no kids. She's a kid. Might as well say she was a kid herself having kids. Mothers, fathers, what do you think about this? Horrifying. We better do better than what we're doing, folks. You mean to tell me that the streets is more important? Shaking your tail, doing what you do. You look fabulous. She looked real clean and nice, got a little Maxim shirt on and got the dog and the eyeglasses on. Oh, that's just one picture. But if you saw the pictures, they said that's on her social media, you thought she was a prima donna or somebody, one of them celebrities or something. You left your kids in this horrible condition. You left your babies, not them babies. You left them babies in this filth. The first picture was, I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Look at this garbage. What kind of society do we live in that we won't be our brothers and sisters' keeper? Your niece, that's somebody's niece, daughter, somebody's cousin. And if you're a friend of this girl, somebody should have said, where your children at? Where your kids at? Ma'am, where your kids? Teachers, administrators, police department, CPS. God Almighty. I'm gonna do it over keep over there for just a second. Y'all better check on your children. You better check on your children. You better check on your children. You better check on your children that have children. Grandmamas and grandpapas. Somebody better check on these young folks because they don't know what they're doing. And we got to help our community. We got to help our folks, y'all. The orange man, he likes this. The folks that the muskrats and all them, they'll put her out there. She needs to be out there. 30-something years old or whatever, your kids, teenage, they said that these children's toenails were so long they couldn't hardly walk. They ain't been groomed. These is young ladies. If you're 14 and 12, ladies, you know that there's certain things that young women go through at them ages, and they didn't have that available. They say the bathtub has not been even used, look like in years, because of the waste and the feces. It smelled so bad when they got in there and they called out for the boy called his mama saying the police was at the door. She told them kids, don't open the door and hide. Neighbors that live in the townhouse, if you could not smell that funk and that stink, y'all some nasty folks that live in that place. It's a townhouse. Complex, nice. I ain't gonna put that and put it out there because somebody might know where these folks live and probably try. I ain't gonna be cause of nobody doing nothing to them folks there. But imagine you stuck up in the house for 2 or 3 years. No soap or whatever. You ain't got had a bath. You know they was funky. Somebody was, ooh, you ain't wash your tail? I'm just gonna say it like it is. God Almighty. This is what we living with, folks. You living your best life and your girlfriend got her kids and you know y'all running the streets and doing what you do and these kids is out here like this. Where was the father? Yeah, I'm gonna say it because I know a lot of y'all saying, well, where was that father? Yeah, where was his? I want I want to say something. It's humiliating. Let's pray for the children. Let's pray for this mother. I'm not trying to shame her, but she needs to be put out there. Maybe somebody will reach their hands out and and give those children a helping hand. I done went over. Let me go take a break. I'm gonna bring Brother Lee. I'm gonna need his help around here. Help me out, Brother Lee. I'm coming in a minute, brother. Hold on a second. I get you in staging real quick. There you go. I'm sorry. I didn't even hit the button. You're listening to the MacMan Morning Show right here on YouTube on the MacMan Mac Media Productions Network right here on YouTube every morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be right back after these messages.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MacMan Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
When I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. She looked, I don't want no You don't put your hands on. You don't ask for We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, you know what you do, you know. He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten free, he gave me this, he gave me that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or regular, whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
We're gonna have a good time.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the Mac Man Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there.
And we're back on the Madman Morning Show. Good morning to each and every one of you that have joined us on this morning on this cold and frigid day. We're here, and I want to tell you also about another one of our wonderful sponsors, Michelle Franklin. And Michelle Franklin has a wonderful tax service. And let me tell you all something. Get your tax uh, preparation done as early as you can because we don't know how the delays are going to be, or will there be a delay in your refund or your processing of your refund. I would rather you get your stuff in as early as possible so that it can be processed because we don't know how many employees of the Internal Revenue that the Orange Man is going to get rid of. They're trying to get rid of everybody. It looks like it. God help us. But now it's so wonderful to know that there's a tax preparer that can answer all of your questions and all of your concerns. Call Michelle Franklin at 708-296-3133. That's 708-296-3133. Michelle offers free estimates without you even leaving home, especially on the day like today. You ain't got to go to nobody's office or nothing. Call her and she can get you your free estimate, convenient ways to receive your refund. Also, personal, business, and 1099 customers are welcome. Schedule your free estimate and get this. For those of you all that are in this frigid weather and you're thinking about spring, you might want to go visit some folks or whatever the case may be. Michelle's going to give you a 3-day, 2-night getaway vacation with your refund. All you have to do is call Michelle at area code 708-296-3133. That's 708-296-3133. She will be glad to help you. Nationwide service because your taxes must be done. And I'm pretty sure that she'll have all the instruments to take care of your state returns. Pizza Pro XL. Let me reach my hands and wave all the way down there in Quitman County, Mississippi, and say good morning to all of you that patronize, go there. And I'm hoping that if this frigid weather that you will get in touch with Pizza Pro XL. All you got to do is go in your search engine and put it in there. In Marks, Mississippi, and that regions. I don't know. I haven't heard from Miss Wright as far as what her operations is going to be on today. This is a great day for you to order out, or if I don't know if DoorDashes are working or anything like that. Somebody say they got drones. Some people have drones for their delivery service, drop right your package or whatever right in front of your house. But I don't think that that's the case with that. But have mercy. Just think about the summer coming and think about the spring and think about the warm weather and having one of these cold daiquiri, I think a margarita daiquiri is frozen drink. Once you get one of these, I heard they say that you will see the light and other things too. I'm not saying that it's gonna make you crazy or nothing like that. Wonderful that I prepared this because I like what I see. Ooh, look at all that fruit. When you get through with that one, she's gonna pull this one down there too, I guess. But I want to thank Bridget for all of her support that she gives the Magman Morning Show. We just love to support our sponsors. Please look her up and give her a call. I'm going to have some new information for you tomorrow. I have everything that you need. But we're going to support her in a wonderful way. Look, Election Day is going on in Thornton Township. That's Brittany Norwood, trustee of Dalton. They're in their primary race right now. Votes have been coming in. They've been early voting. Clean House 2025. They're trying to clean house, and there are a lot of places that need some cleaning of the house because corruption does not have a color to it or a sex or sexual agenda, whatever the case may be, or race. The mayor there is off the hinges, and it's time to get rid of some of them folks and get rid of her because she's destroying that community. Jason House, who I'm hoping to interview sometime this week, is going to come on the Magman Morning Show and tell you how things are going. But that's the whole slate. That's Brittany Norwood. That's Kiana Belcher. That's Ed Steve, Allison Key. That's her, and it's just wonderful to see. And that's Miss Brown there, uh, Trustee Brown, that's supporting them. Early voting is still going on. I think the last day of early voting will be on February the 22nd. That's a Saturday. You can only wait a minute. I think they're doing the Saturday and Sunday. If you're at church, talk to your pastor if you live in that area and ask him to have souls to the polls. Y'all go out there on a Sunday. All y'all are there. Go vote. If you live in Dalton and Thornton Township, go and vote and make a difference in your community. I'm an advocate for making a difference in the community, folks. We got to do something. I'm going to be in touch with the newly elected alderman of Lambert, Mississippi. Is going to come on with me, and I'm going to get the vice mayor, and I'm going to get the candidate for uh, alderman at large. That's Uh, Lisa Ingram Howard is running for alderman at large down in Lambert. We're going to talk a little bit more about them in the coming weeks about what's going on and tell you exactly what the shenanigans and the things that are going on down in the place that I have served faithfully and love my people there. My mother's a part of that community, and I'm going to bring out some things about what's going on. I got Brother Lee here with me. I done said a whole lot today. Hey, Diane Black, I want to say good morning one more time to our future Congresswoman, Diane Black. She's going to hopefully run again. I hope you do run again. I promise you, you please run. We're going to need a change in our Congress. Right now, the Congress looks like this. If you look, the Senate has 53 Republicans, two of them getting ready to retire, I think. So we might have a chance to get them seats. Democrats got 45. That's in the Congress, 45 Democratic senators and two independents, and they caucus with the Democrats. Over there on the other side of the aisle, on the other side of the Congress, is 218 is the majority the Republicans have, and 215 of the minority. That's 215 Democrats. You got two vacancies apiece on both sides. We can get them seats. We can probably do something. You got to get control of the Congress in order to do anything. This man is running amok. He is causing all kinds of trouble. And we got enough troubles in our community to be dealing with as a whole. I'm going to have a special guest on tomorrow, a consultant, a business consultant, and a business and an analyst is coming on tomorrow. Uh, I'll have the announcement ready sometime later on this afternoon, so that we're going to bring an expert on to talk about how you can be helped as a business person. I don't like calling people small business. You're a business. Okay, you just as important as corporation. You're a business, and you're doing what you do. And if it wasn't for corporation, mom and pops operations and independent operations around, we wouldn't have a chance if we were worried about or waiting for the muskrat and his folks. And they were telling me about them cars. I'm not going to mention the muskrat's car. Y'all know what company he owns. They've been spray painting them cars, damaging them, and doing everything because it's going to be something. People are upset. They mad. Canada's mad. Mexico's mad. All the people, the world is mad at this. This man he's gone crazy, and we know he's nuts. They put him in there, so don't complain. Don't say nothing. I mean, now people are suffering. I'm gonna throw this out here. Brother Lee getting ready to come up. They're saying, and it's been said, that the food stamp program is getting ready to be sliced, diced, and thrown in the garbage almost. Don't you know how many people and senior citizens all over this country need their food stamps? I pause there for a second and let you think. Now you all that perpetrating the fraud like you all that in a bag of chips and this and that, and you don't get no food stamps, and you ashamed of, but you sure won't get them. Let them be late. You gonna be on that phone calling folks with them food stamps, saying, "Give me them food stamps." This and that. Well, the Department of Agriculture is getting ready to eliminate the program. We're waiting for more information from DC. I'm waiting for some better information to give to you, but we're going to talk about that at when we get our opportunity to get that information. Brother Lee Mack is here. Y'all know that's our boy. Lee Mack is our resident chief commentator. He's the one that's going to bring the smoke. If you don't like it, you better get your fire extinguisher. You might put out the fire, but there's going to be smoke left. Our brother, our chief commentator, uh, I want him to come up and say hello to the folks on this morning, Brother Lee Mack.
Great day, everybody.
Great day, bro. Great day. Brother Lee, I threw a lot on the table today, and everybody's waiting for to see what you're gonna say about the woman and the children and what she's been doing. You can hit your camera. I'm look. You got a nice office, Lee. You got your office better than mine. So don't show people that you got a clean office better than mine. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. Lee, from everything from what I saw from the muskrat and them saying don't say felon and all that other stuff and the foolishness that's going on in the world today. I want to hear your commentary. And Brother Lee has the floor. Go ahead, Brother Lee, with your commentary.
Well, first thing I like to say is great day, everyone. And about the sister that the mother and the mother these kids. Um, I say, where's the father? I say, where's the father? She doesn't get a free pass on her behavior, but I'd say, where's the father? I mean, he's not in sight. Don't know the situation. No one talked about it. But I would ask that question: where is he? Um, that's the thing I think about most is where's the other parent? Where's the other line of defense? That's the thing we own this sister. Yes, we are. Yes, she should be accountable for her actions. But the father, the neighbors, are we all responsible? We say we're not. It's her responsibility. But living in this world together, we're responsible. When we see problems like that, we see situations like that, we should, yes, we want to mind our own business. But if that's the case, He would have put us here. God would have put us here one at a time. He can do anything. But He put us here together for a reason. And we always say, I'm a good person. I can't tell. Everybody say, well, I don't hurt nobody. I can't tell. Inaction is action. Okay, when you do nothing, something bad will happen. This is what bad will happen. People say, well, I won't do anything. I'll mind my own business. I'll stay out of it. I guarantee you, when you do nothing, something bad will happen. People say, well, I will ignore my gas bill. I'm not going to pay it. If I don't look at it, it'll be okay. I guarantee you, if you do nothing, something bad will happen. So that's the thing I'm trying to get to you. If you do nothing, something bad will happen. And then we're talking about this egg situation, and I'm going to tell you something about this. The farmers weren't satisfied with what they were getting the price for their milk or the price for their
Oh, okay.
eggs. See,
Yeah,
they reduce production. They come up with some
yeah,
shenanigans so they can raise their prices and get the numbers, get the amount that they want. It's not always about politics. It's about if you can look back at the farmers, they were dumping milk in the rivers and the lakes because they weren't getting their prices. That's they can look that up. I know a farmer who produces eggs. He never said he had a problem with nothing. I know him personally, and he brings dozens and dozens of eggs to my son's house. It's his father-in-law. He never said he had a problem about eggs. So they want to get the price they want to get, and they have to use a scapegoat. So they blame Trump. And I'm gonna tell you something about Trump and a lot of people like him, like Hitler. People blame Hitler and say that yes, Hitler was a terrible
Yeah,
person. If they would have gotten rid of him, unalived him, uh, everybody would have been okay. The Jews wouldn't have been put in ovens. I'm gonna tell you something. Yes, they would have. Hitler was a symbol. He couldn't do it alone. See, that's the thing. They think one person is the symbol of tyranny. That is actually tyranny itself. No, it's not. They're a symbol of what tyranny is. They have thousands of minions behind them, helping them stay in office and continue that behavior that they're doing. We want to blame Trump or Elon Musk for the situation. I'm going to tell you something. They do not do this alone.
excuse me.
They have thousands of minions. Trump is just a symbol of what's going on. Elon Musk is a symbol of what's going on. He can't buy anything. Do you know we print the money? His $1 trillion is a drop in the bucket. Look at the situation the way it is. You can't buy anything. You can get some influence, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something. Elon Musk has thousands of millions behind him. That's the thing we got to understand is he bought some influence, but not just with Trump. He bought influence with the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. Because I'm gonna tell you something, the Democrats are mighty quiet. Mighty quiet. And they're
Well,
not
Lee, they
speaking.
were saying they were saying that last night. I ain't interrupting you. This your time. You rolling. But they were saying that no, the Democrats ain't said nothing. The Independents ain't said nothing. NAACP ain't said nothing. I ain't heard nobody say anything. I heard none of these
Well,
commentators for these different organizations saying nothing. Everybody quiet. They
uh,
sitting back, ear hustling or whatever. Go ahead, Lee. What's their problem?
I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes is what you don't hear is what the situation is. You got to look at what you're not hearing. On social media, you don't hear any uproar. You hear the Hispanics, the Mexicans are talking about it, but that's it. Black folks ain't talking about it on social media. Uh, Poor white folks ain't talking about it on social media. The Democrats are not talking about it on social media because or on mainstream media, what we call mainstream media. They're not talking about it because they are in cahoots. I said it. They are in cahoots. They're working together. A team don't talk about the players. When you're a team, you're a team. You keep your mouth shut. If somebody's shooting the ball too much, you ain't gonna say nothing because you're on the same team. And that's what we have to understand is what you don't hear. That's the thing we should look at, and that's the problem here, is that they're working together. They got what you call a plan. The Democrats and the Republicans, they're holding hands on this one. I don't know what their plan is, but the number one plan is to get Donald Trump in there because he can be controlled, because he was definitely going to prison. So now they can manipulate him. He's the puppet. Because here's the thing, anything that he does, anything that happens in administration, they got a scapegoat. They're going to point it at him. They're not going to blame the Republicans. They're not going to blame the Democrats. They're going to blame Donald Trump. And that's why this he is doing what they tell him to do. You know, anything that you see happen, that's not happening without his minions, the Democrats and the Republicans giving him the okay to do so. They want him to create so much confusion and mess and then slip something in there too. See, that's the thing. And when this administration is over, we're going to look at the mess that he made. not to the Republicans made, not to the Democrats made. The Trump is an entity by himself. That's what they're trying to portray him as. Just like they portrayed Hitler. They said Hitler was an entity by himself. The German generals and the administrators said, "Look, we just did what he told us to do." They said we weren't responsible. We're not Nazis. He was. So that's the thing. They disavowed themselves of any responsibility. And see, that's what the devil does. He has minions too. And see, we have to understand that, you know, history say, well, we hold one person responsible for crimes that many have done. And that's the thing, like the Pope. The Pope itself in the Vatican, he ordered millions to their deaths in the name of Christ. They did that running through the whole world and on a crusade saying it was in the name of Christ. They killed thousands, they killed millions, millions, and I mean millions, all the way from 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 England all the way to Texas. They annihilated South America, Mexico, all up through there, all the way up on in the name of Christ. They killed millions of them, trying to say we're converting them to Christ. See, and that's the thing. The devil is in the Vatican. The devil is in Trump, in the White House. The devil is in the legislating house. I'm telling you this. We got to be smarter than what we are. We have to call it, like they say, Caucasians say, call a spade a spade. We got to call a diamond, a heart. We got to call it what we see it. And that's the thing we got to do. If we don't do that, then we will get overrun. We will not understand what's going on. We will get bamboozled and hoodwinked and all of those things that we're getting. And that's the thing. And getting back to that sister that had her kids living in horrific conditions that is appalling. But she's just a symbol, because I'm gonna tell you something, she's not alone. There's plenty of kids that's in houses right now, in homes and in apartments, and living on the street and living in squalor. It's something we just don't see it. We just don't want to see it. We don't care to see it. She's not an exception. She's not an exception in our ghettos. She's not an exception in our neighborhoods. She is, and it's sad to say that it's happening by some big, huge numbers. And if you don't believe that, talk to a social worker in the DCFS. Talk to a social worker. She'll tell you. I hear stories all the time from social workers. All the time. They see these horrific conditions all the time. And you don't care to see it. These kids in these foster homes that are being abused, these kids in these streets, these kids out here, they getting the wrong end of the stick. It's thousands of them, if not millions. And then we're talking about the millions around the world, in our country, in our continent of Africa, that are starving. Not just in Africa, but mainly there and other countries. We're starving. Kids are just starving, just barely getting by. We don't talk about them. We talking about our cable done went off. You know, we talking about I don't have a phone. Well, they don't have a place to stay, water to drink, and there's water. There's more resources in this world, but it's lopsided. We got more than enough to take care of everybody. We got more than enough to bring our ghettos up to standards. We got more than enough for everyone, but the people will enough that has too much don't want to give any. The people that have less, they don't want to give them anything. And they look at them and say, "Why don't you pull yourself up by the bootstraps?" We don't have any boots. A lot of us don't have any boots. And that's the thing. We have to start with respecting each other, us black folks, and then start caring about each other. And then when we care about each other, we can't stand to see other people that look like us and don't look like us suffering. And that's the thing. We say Merry Christmas and all of this, and Happy Easter, And then we go back to our own homes where we got plenty to eat, more to eat than we can know what to do with. But there's people that with nothing to eat, no clothes to wear, no place to stay. And that's the thing. And we say we good people. I can't tell. I can't tell. It goes for me too. I'm not just preaching to y'all. Our pastors
So,
live
Brother
better
Lee,
than.
I want to ask you a question before, and we're going to take a quick break after this. I want you to think about this too as you were talking. Lee, it hardens. It's just terrible. Not that I have not heard or we haven't heard about those things, but Lee, man, you look at this now. This is one case, like you said. She isn't. It's others. This is just the face of what's really happening, even in our communities, as we talk about the economics and this and that, and they're taking away. I mean, this man is going in there with the school system, the resources that will help children and family services or help families. Seems like he's cutting everything away, and then, like you said about um, where's the father? We can't really talk about anybody or talk about anything or whatever until we get our house straight. But then, like I said, from a man's, you're a parent, you got children. I don't believe, and I mean this is horrifying. That I don't know what the mother went through or what they were going through, or they fussing and fighting. But tell me, would you what would you be as a fatherly? And I know you're speaking as your commentary as far as whatever, but as a father, how do you feel as a father about, like you said, you mentioned about the men, but what do you feel as a father? Me looking at this particular situation, and you can continue with your commentary. But I just wanted to know, hear what you had to say.
Well, fathers have a responsibility just as much as the mothers. I know that the system is set up to keep the fathers away from the kids. And mothers may say that's not true, but I'm going to tell you something. Go to a court system. Go sit in child human services and sit and talk to a social worker and they'll tell you all about it because that's who I talk to. That's who I listen to. I see the social workers who deal with the kids. I know some administrative social workers in an administration high up in that field, and they deal with kids every single day. And they see that the fathers have a responsibility, no question about it. And it pains me to see that some of the fathers, a lot of the fathers, don't step up and understanding how it is for a kid to grow up without a father. And the mothers got to understand that they have to let that father come in there and father those kids. Because when a mother try to father the kids, they make them soft. They don't prepare them for being men. And then they wonder why they out there acting a fool. Because the mama say, I was a mama and a daddy. Ain't no way you could be a daddy. I don't care how many kids, how many boys you got. I don't care how well you talk to them. It's just not the same as a man talking to his kids. And not just saying that it's a man talking to his son. Not just that, it's a man talking to his daughter, letting her know that she's better than that, letting her know that she can wait to have sex, letting her know that she can wait to give herself to a boy, let her know that she's better than that, let her know that she can get into these programs in school and get herself, another way of distracting herself from all this street stuff and get her involved in education, get her involved in extracurriculum activities, and letting her know that she's better. If she's got a father in her life, she'll feel better about dealing. She'll know how to deal with these boys out here. Because when I raise my daughters and my son, and I'm gonna tell you something, I tell her about the boys. I say the boys, they'll say anything, they'll do it, they'll say anything to get some of that cooch. And you gotta watch yourself. You gotta be better than that. And if you don't let a girl know that she's better than that, she'll be out there in them streets doing what having kids at a teenager and things
Yeah.
like that. So that's what I'm saying. You have to allow a male figure, a good male figure, not as any male figure in your life to, if the dad is not around, if the dad can't get around, then put an uncle in his life, in their life, put a cousin in his life that's going to be a good person, that's going to steer them right. And that's the thing. We say, well, I can't stand him. Well, you can't stand him. He might not be a good boyfriend, a good husband, but he might be a great father. You say I can't stand. He lies to me. He cheats. Well, he may lie. He may cheat. He may lie to you, but he may be a good father. Because you don't like him. You don't. You ain't having sexual relations with him. You don't want he. Maybe he with somebody else. You don't want him in there with your kids because you want to punish him, but you're punishing the kids. So
Mm.
that's the thing. When I grew up, I mean, that was part of my life. I saw all of that as a kid, looking,
Oh yeah,
looking up.
you're
I
right.
saw it. I saw it, and I was like, man, and the mother was not affected, didn't understand how it affected the kids. When the kids see that, the kids don't understand why y'all not together. They say, man, this person got a mama and daddy. I want one too. And this how the mama and the daddy talk to each other in front of the kids. It makes them feel awful. I felt awful seeing them fight like that, argue and just say terrible things to each other. It just made me feel so bad. And when you see things, kids see things like that, it attaches itself to them. They grow up with that behavior. They see it so bad. And and then the mama realizes when the kid gets grown and the daddy realizes that, man, I let you see all of that, didn't I?
Hmm.
And that's the thing. And the kids don't know how to show affection because they've seen so much drama. They've seen so much hate. And then you wonder why the kids are like that because they learned it from you. The kids learn it from them. They say, I was a good mama, I was a good daddy. No, you wasn't. No, you weren't. If you allow the kids to
Wow.
see that kind of behavior, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
Well, I put clothes on their back. Well, did you put something in their minds and their hearts that they could grow up with, that they could be good people with? No, you didn't. So that's the thing. More than money, more than clothes, is putting something into their hearts that's going to
You're
make
right
them a
about
better
that.
person. You but give them a phone. I gave them. They got a Apple phone. They got
Apple
all of
phone.
these gadgets in their house. They got the video games. I'm a good mama. They got the Jordans on their feet. Man, my kids look good. But did you put something in their heart? Did you put something in their mind that can make them good people, make them touch lives in a positive way as they're growing up, going through life? And kids can help raise kids. If you put something in that kid's heart and mind, that other kid will see it and say, I want to be like you. I'm gonna tell you, my grandson, I'm gonna tell you this, he's 16 years old. And the thing about him is that he's great in school, but you know what? Before he goes to bed, after he does his homework, you know what he does? He's open that Bible up and he reads it.
Watch out. You can read.
He reads it before he goes to bed.
Wow. Wow.
And he learned that, man. And you know what? He tells the other kids, and I'm gonna tell you something now, real quick. Now he was in the lunchroom in high school. This was recently. He was lunchroom in high school, and one of his friends, his Asian friends, jumped up and used the N-word. He was just in a joke, and he told him he got mad and said, "You can't say that." And he poured a drink over his head and said, "I don't like what you said." And he went to the principal
Mm,
office, and his mom and
mm.
dad say, "Look, yes, it's okay to talk to the kid, but you can't do that." But he said, I just don't want to hear that word. So that's the thing.
Wow.
If you put something good in their hearts and their minds, that kid will teach other kids.
Yeah.
It's by example. But
Yes,
I
sir.
see that we got the music
Yeah, we
playing.
roll it. Hey, look, yeah, your commentary will be featured because that's you. That's you. I want you to be able. I want our audience to know that Brother Lee, uh, the greatest commentator that I know, and he will always be. And we're going to come back on tomorrow, and we're going to have more stories and more commentary from Brother Lee. He's here. Y'all know everybody been waiting for him. I wanted to say to all of you all, thank you for being here. As we wind down our day, remember, y'all be careful on these roads. Remember that school is out and there are no kids there or anything that's out. Y'all be careful in this weather and check on your relatives, check on your folks each and every, try to check on them. Once again, somebody said they wanted to see the picture of Ma, Brother Lee. Let me see if I can. Ma's doing well. She's doing wonderful. She's still cussing and fussing, but that's okay. But she's still doing wonderful. Ma, we love you. And we know that you're doing better. We talk to you a little bit later. For all of our sponsors, everybody that's here for the Magman Morning Show, listen, audience, listen. We'll be back on tomorrow at the same time right here on the Magman Morning Show. I want to thank you all for your support, your prayers during our little incidents that we had, but we are all back in order. We're trying to get things together, and they will come together. I want to thank Dr. J for your information that you gave me, and wanted to say hey to you, brother. And we're going to hear from Dr. J real soon. He's recovering, and he's doing what he has to do. And we thank all of you. For all of us here at the Magman Morning Show, for Mr. Dr. Lee, and for myself here, James Mack, we'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful morning, and we'll be back here, like I said, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the Magman Morning Show.
It's a man morning show. It's a man morning show. It's a man morning show. It's a man morning show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's a man morning show. No matter if you miss far. It's a man morning show. You better tune